Hi, Shalom. The born is the apostles of GMS. Honest Chief Officer will be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, this is just a quick video, well, a more quick update. What the US is doing out there in Russia, man. Alright, it says US is encircling in Russia with bioweapons labs, covertly spread them. Alright, and you had a situation a couple of days, if not weeks ago, regarding the mishandling of anthrax out there in one of them US labs. And so Russia, all right, has has been heard on the record, as you're going to see in this article, as seeing some of those labs, of which America has got quite a few we call labs undercover out there in Russia. Okay, all right, they got some where it will look like a warehouse, and it's really like a biomedical facility, all right, and they see that as a threat. Okay, so what they could have been preparing you out there for when you saw that anthrax be released, really that could have been, a setup, right, to get you acclimatized to the idea that these mistakes are happening when it's actually in full control. The motto of these elites, right, is to obtain order out of chaos, right? And in so doing, they want to create some form of chaos in that. One of those chaos is could be one of those biological weapons. Now you had the thing last year, or going on to last year, which was the Ebola, right? They could have it to where this Ebola, and I mentioned the Ebola because they put that kind of disease, that kind of the results of Ebola in films like I Am Legend and all that, right? Which leads me to believe that's how they might get this thing to pop off, man. Right? That's how they might use that as a bio threat. Okay? So and it can work both ways. See, you can have it to where either see, Russia's seeing it as a threat in the moment, and I'm gonna quickly flick through the article in a second. Russia's seeing that as a threat, but really Russia could retaliate, and their retaliation is what you saw in them films like I Am Legend, all right, and all that. Okay, and one heavy thing, but the elders mentioned, the brothers, different brothers, man, in that from I Am Legend, they had that Superman Batman film come out, and that film is coming out, so that's when they could have the time, all right. But right now you're seeing it to where you got the proxy wars happening. Okay, not only have you got the proxy wars, you got the America out there, pretty much threatening the Russians, man. All right, and when whoever, whichever side, like I've been saying, man, whichever side sees that they've been backed down into a corner, which is most likely going to be Russia, you might see it to where Russia might retaliate by a little bio weapon, man. And as a result, America might retaliate with a nuke. But then the scripture also says that the smallest of the crowd might just go and draw them out. So it might not necessarily play out in that order. You might have it to where something happens with one of those little nations like Iran and Israel. See, they put that on the back burner at the minute, but tensions are high. Why? Because Obama, right, was on record allowing it for them Iranians to develop their nuclear facilities. But really, if you know the relationship that the Iranians have with the South Koreans, North Koreans? I never remember, man. All right, the relationship that they have is to where they've been, developing all kind of nuclear capabilities, but they've been doing it on the low. So all that America's, or rather more Obama's approval is going to do is going to let them do that openly. And Israel's going to see that as a threat. So nobody, we know how this thing's going to play out by scriptures. We can take a good guess at it, but the who's and when, man. Scripture says that no man knoweth the time, man. Otherwise, you'll be able to calculate it. See, if it said Israel, the Gadites in Israel is going to take them out, you'll be able to watch the Israeli media every day, and you'll be able to map out exactly when this thing's going to pop up, man. All right, but see, because there's a level of ambiguity with it, you have to stay sharp. You have to stay on your toes, and that's why Lord's will. Hopefully these videos will be edifying, right? If anything, enlightening. right, to the fact of what's happening out there in the Middle East and that, man. Okay, so it says U.S. encircling in Russia with bioweapon labs covertly spread them, Russian FM. So it says U.S. is obstructing international efforts to indicate biological weapons, seeking to involve other nations covertly in the research, right, on weaponized disease. It says Moscow charged America's record of handling bioweapons bioweapons is poor, right, and which is what I mentioned. And it says the accusation of mishandling biological weapons, right, voiced by Russian Foreign Ministry, referred to a recent report that the U.S. military shipped live anthrax by mistake. Okay, right, and notice it's the U.S. military. Ain't no U.S. Center of Disease Control or anything like that. U.S. military. All right, and they're saying they shipped that by mistake. Come on, man, that shit was set up, man. Okay, it says last week the Pentagon admitted sending samples of the highly dangerous disease to 51 labs in 17 U.S. states and three foreign countries. All right, so they sent that out on mistake to 3 foreign countries. It says the delivery posed a high risk of outbreaks that threaten not only the U.S. population but also that of other countries, including Canada and Australia. Of great concern is the shipment of bacteria to U.S. military facilities in third world, right, countries, right, the Ocean Air Base in South Korea, right, which is, it's strategic. They did that, man. It says the Russian military stayed in the state, ministry. So it says it added that an anthrax outbreak incident occurred in 2001, which also involved U.S. military labs. All right, so you're beginning to see a pattern here. Right, it says for Russia, such an incidents are of particular concern because one of its neighbors, Georgia, right, hosts a research facility of high levels of biohazard agent. It says Richard G. Lucas Center of Public and Animal Health Center near Tbilisi, I think, where is an undercover American bioweapons lab, a branch of Walter Reed Army Institute of Research, Russia believes. So you got it out there in Georgia. They have one of those labs, supposed to be a public animal labs and so on and so forth. But really, it's an undercover, could be an undercover American a lab, man. And they can have it to where that anthrax go out and be doing all kind of hell, no kind of devastation. Says American and Georgian authorities are trying to cover up the real nature of the U.S. military unit, right, which studies highly dangerous infectious diseases. So the Pentagon is trying to establish a similar covert biological facility in other countries, right, in Russia's neighborhood, right. So, man, I'm not gonna read the rest of it, because you pretty much get the gist. So you never know how they're gonna get this thing popping off, man. But see, the tensions is rising, right, and all the pieces, like I've been saying for the longest, man, all the pieces, right, are on the table now. They're just being moved around, and you're gonna have it to where these people are gonna go all out war, man. Right? The scripture says, man, the earth's gonna roll to and fro like a drunken order, man. That's gonna pop up. All right. Like I said, it was gonna be a short one. So Lord's will, that was edifying for you brothers out there. It's the double one. That's the apostles of GMS on the street brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity. Shalom.